Well, good morning, pilgrims. It is day 19 on the Shikoku Henro, and after walking for 2 days with no temples, today we reached Cape Achasuri and Temple 38. Yes, it rained last night, but as you can see, today we have a beautiful day ahead. Yes, it is. And this morning, while I was sitting there enjoying my great and delicious breakfast, I noticed that there was another Henro in the house. It was a lady, a Japanese lady that's doing the pilgrimage by car, and she showed up last night like around 9 o'clock. So yes, great day ahead. It's gonna be a little bit hilly because we're reaching that cape. I wasn't expecting to be walking on the beach today, and seeing that cave, I thought, is the path going right through it? But unfortunately, it wasn't. But I'm in the forest right now, and the trail has gone steep and rocky and rough. But it's okay. After walking for 2 days mainly on roads, I welcome this today. We're gonna have a little bit of both as we get closer and closer to the cape. Yeah. As we get closer to the cape and the halfway point of the trip, it feels like the end of a stage. The ascetic training in Koshi, man, have I learned. When it comes to booking and accommodations, I've become an expert. I have booked 12 days ahead, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Hopefully now I'll get to meet all the Henros in the places where I'll be staying along the way. I have gotten used to the simple routine of the Henro life. In any pilgrimage, it's all about the details, the simplicity of it. Just walking, finding a place to sleep, doing your laundry, enjoying the delicious food, and visiting the temples and the towns along the way. It is simple, it is repetitive, and that's kind of like the point. You like this tunnel here? It's not as good as the one on the beach, but it's the green tunnel. It has been a pleasant and quiet morning, walking a mixture of trails and on the road, but there's not much traffic today. I don't know what's going on. The villages are kind of ghosted, and this looks like the perfect spot to be walking, right? Except that it's not. I just didn't realize it, and I kept walking down this path and I completely missed the turn. But thank God for the GPS and my phone. You know, from now on, after everything that happened at the beginning of the trip, I will be taking 2 phones with me, which I have done in the past already, but I didn't want to do it this time around because I had the tablet. I thought I was going to be able to edit while I walked here. But as always, there's the things that I wish I could do when I'm home, and then there's the reality when I get here on the ground. I tried editing on the Camino Frances, and I had to abandon that idea. The only place where I've been able to edit and post consistently was on the Appalachian Trail. And that is because, you know, I would get into the campground like around, I don't know, 4 o'clock, depending on the day, do my thing, set up the tent, cook my meal. And then I usually have from like 6 until like almost midnight, just there escaping from the woods in my tent editing. And then when I would get to the hostels, I would upload the videos. But here, you know, you get to your place to the Minchuku, if that's where you're staying, or the Ryokens, or the business hotels, or whatever it is that you're doing. Sunset is around 5:30. We're having dinner anywhere between 5 and 6. And then around 8 o'clock, everybody goes to sleep. So there's really not much time at night to do any kind of editing. And then you wake up at 6 in the morning. In my case, I keep waking up around 5:30. So I put all my gear together and then have breakfast around 6:30, and I'm out the door before 7 a.m. So yeah, getting lost is part of the trip.
Temple 38, Kongofuku-ji, the Temple of Everlasting Happiness, sits at the southernmost tip of Shikoku on Cape Ashizuri. It is a breathtaking sight with incredible views of the Pacific Ocean, surrounded by rugged cliffs and dense forests. This remote temple is sacred ground, bearing an awe-inspiring legacy shaped by emperors and warriors. The temple's history stretches back to the Heian period, a time when Kongofuku-ji was built not only as a place of prayer for emperors, but as a center of devotion for the Minamoto clan. In the Kamakura period, it gained the protection of powerful families, including the Kujo and Ichijo clans. During the Muromaji period, the temple became a center for ascetic practices as the Kumano faith spread. But like many temples of its time, Kongofuku-ji faced destruction during the war. It was eventually rebuilt in the Edo period by Yamauchi Tadaoshi, lord of the Tosa clan. Its mystical origins are tied to the story of Kukai. According to legend, on his return from China, Kukai cast his Vajra across the sea where he landed on Cape Ashizuri guided by a purple cloud. Kukai recognized this sacred spot as the ideal place to establish a temple, naming it Kongofuku-ji after the Vajra. The temple's connection to the Japanese mountain ascetic tradition known as Shugendo runs deep. Cape Ashizuri was believed to be close to Fataroku, the pure land of the Buddhist Abba Kannon. In centuries past, pilgrims sought this paradise by setting sail southward from Ashizuri in small, ill-equipped boats, leaving their fate to the ocean. These tragic voyages mark a unique form of devotion as pilgrims embrace spiritual liberation, often resulting in their remains washing ashore on distant islands. In 2022, Kongofuku-ji celebrated its 1200th anniversary, an event held only once a century, drawing pilgrims from across the world.
I glad to have reached Temple 38 with great weather. Look at all the handrails from the bus tours, as you can see. Just enjoying this temple. Caught me by surprise with all the rocks just laying around. And it's just incredible to be here. After 2 days of no temples, you start to miss them. Yes, and now let's explore the Cape, because the Cape has a lot of things to offer. Yes, it does. Well, here we are at Cape Ashesuri at the lighthouse, the southernmost point in Shikoku, just like in Key West, Florida, except that I don't think Cuba is 90 miles that way. We're at the halfway point of the trip when it comes to the distance. Temple-wise, I think it's Temple 44, so we still got a few more to go. Beautiful weather, man, I can't believe it. I've seen so many pilgrims at the temple today that it's incredible. There goes to show you that most of the pilgrims do this by bus. I only saw one walking handrail, konnichiwa, and he was actually coming the opposite way. It was 12:30 in the afternoon and I was in search for a place to have lunch. I saw a vending machine and I got a small juice just to numb the hunger while I was looking on Google Maps for a place around here where I could have a lunch, but there's nothing. I mean, it surprises me for being such a touristy area. There's not really many places for you to stop and get a bite to eat, but I saw this hotel and I decided, you know what? Let's try it. Let's see if the hotel has a restaurant and it's open. I went inside. The lady at the lobby spoke English. She told me, yes, you can have lunch. You just have to wait about half an hour. So I sat there in the lobby waiting for my turn. And then she took me down this long corridor to the restaurant with an amazing view and an infinity pool. And to my surprise, the French couple, the one that I saw for the last time, when was it? In Temple 27, when I was climbing, if you guys remember, they were there having lunch as well. So I spent about half an hour just talking to them about everything, all the things that we're going through here on this pilgrimage. They did it in 2016, and they have told me that it wasn't like this back then. And I'm just getting the feeling that it's gonna get worse. So what did I have for lunch? Well, I went with a full Western style lunch. It started with a salad with fish and vegetables and such. Then I moved on to a full-size pizza, a margarita pizza. Incredible. It just, it hit the spot. And then I closed it with tiramisu and a latte. Yes, coffee. I haven't had coffee in a while. Am I speaking too fast? That might be the coffee. Also, for the first time on the entire trip, I got to use utensils, not just the chopsticks. So I was like stumbling around with them for a little bit. Nah, just kidding. And yeah, now I'm back on the road. I got about 10 kilometers or more. It is 12:15, so I have 3 hours, more or less, to get to Davinshuku before they cancel my reservation. Nah, I don't think it's gonna happen. So yeah, just gotta follow the road all the way into town. Let's do it. Ooh, no.
Okay. Bye.
Today has been the day of getting lost, but in a good way. I'm following this guy's GPS tracks that I found online, and he's allergic to walking on the main road. So I saw that he cut across, trying to avoid a huge loop that the official route does. And man, when I went through that section, I don't think anybody has walked through it in a long time. I think he was probably the last one to pass through about a year ago. So yeah, just adding a little bit more exciting every day to the pilgrimage because it's not hard enough as it is. And just as I was recording that line, I got lost again. I kept walking down this beautiful path. And of course, it took me away from the main path. Incredible, but I'm having such a great time. I mean, walking next to the ocean here. This is probably one of the highlights of the trip. Not just the temple, the lighthouse. I mean, what else can I ask for today? I don't know. Maybe when I get to Deminchuku, I could see other handrolls there that I haven't seen in a while. That would be the icing on the cake. This is the split. This is where I missed the turn. Of course, there is a sign right there. What can I say? Unavoidable. Actually, this time around, there was an alternative that I could have taken, but to only skip 125 meters, I think I'm gonna stick to the tunnel for today. I'm kind of late anyways. Why this climb at the end of the day? My God, I can't believe it. If I would have had to do both, this one and the one that avoids the tunnel, whew. Now, I don't know if it was the pizza, the coffee, the climb, or a combination of the three, but I had to make an emergency quick stop, and I mean pronto. Yep, can't recommend emergency toilet paper enough. That's twice on this trip where I had to stop no matter what, no matter where. So many spider webs on this one. I really hope if you decide to do this, you're not scared of spiders. I mean, they're not gonna do anything to you. The other day, one got stuck here to my hat and it went underneath. I had to take out like my hat and just start flinging it like that until the spider fell off. You know how it is. Sharing the good, the bad, the ugly, and yep. See you guys at Deminchuku, because I'm running late. Let's see, 27 kilometers and a half, 8 hours of walking, 1 hour at the hotel restaurant eating that pizza. and I still got a little bit to go. It is 4:19, so I better hurry up. All right, survived that mountain of terror. And I don't know what this is, but maybe you guys can tell me that factory back there where the fishermen offload their catch of the day. I don't know if it's shellfish or if it's fish or crabs or what it is, but you can smell it like a couple of blocks when you're getting close to them and once you're past it. It's intense, it reeks. Let me know in the comments down below, please. So just when I thought this day could not get any more interesting, made it to the hotel and the guy tells me, we're fully booked, we don't have a place for you. And I'm like, wait a second, I made a reservation a few days ago with dinner and breakfast included. He tells me we don't serve dinner nor breakfast. So I started freaking out and then he asked me about the name of the hotel. And as it turns out, I went to the wrong place. So he gave me a map and I'm on my way there now. What a crazy day. Oof. This is just too weird. I get to what I thought was my room, 302. I open the door and there are two guys inside and I'm like, what the heck? They come out, I'm using Google Translate, and then I realize that my room number is 312, but then again, the key worked there. Either that or they had the door unlocked. I don't know. This is just so surreal. What a way to end with Kochi Prefecture. I mean, this is just unreal. Oh my God. Anyways, it is 5:22, dinner is at 6. There's a laundry room here. I'm gonna do laundry, I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna crash today because I don't know. Where's that air conditioning? Oh my God, what a day. Come on, blast it. Go to 20 degrees Celsius, I don't care. What a peculiar hotel. I have to say, it has one of those 70s vibes. I feel like I'm in Taxi Driver or even Joker. Even the onsen looks so old, but that is the theme in the countryside here in Shikoku. After doing my thing and leaving my clothes in the washer, I went on to have a dinner. Incredible meal all around. So much food, so much fresh fish. If you like sushi and raw fish, this is the pilgrimage for you. Then I asked the lady about drying my clothes, and she told me that there was a coin laundromat nearby. So I checked on Google Maps, and yes, it was a few blocks away. So I also told her that tomorrow morning I need to leave at 6:30. There's a bus that I need to catch, that I wasn't gonna be able to have breakfast, and she gave me like a lunch box
more, more sushi. So that will be my breakfast tomorrow. So yeah, here I am at the laundry room right now, drying all my clothes. I guess she saved me a few bucks there. Just I get 15 seconds for free on the dryer, and then after that is 100 yen. So not even too bad. So I guess it is time to thank Juan Moran for being the troll angel of the day. Thank you so much for the Oseta, my friend. And today was an incredible day full of ups and downs. And tomorrow I take a bus ride and a train to Temple 39, and then I cross over into a new prefecture. I leave Koshi Prefecture behind, and up ahead is Ehime. Yes. See you guys tomorrow at 6 in the morning, and don't forget to follow to stay in the loop. See you then.